An Alabama inmate known as Demetrius Frazier became the fourth person to be executed using nitrogen gas for murdering a woman over 3 decades ago. Demetrius was the third person to be executed in 2025 following the lethal injection in Texas on Wednesday the same week and another one the week before in South Carolina. Let's start from the beginning. The year is 1991, and Demetrius, a 19-year-old boy, was passing through some apartment buildings in Birmingham when he noticed that the lights were on in one of the ground floor apartments. He proceeded to break into the house through the window. Once inside, he searched for cash around the house, but only managed to get $10 or $5. He went to the bedroom where he found Pauline Brown, a 41-year-old woman, sleeping. Frazier woke her up and demanded cash, and she gave him the $80 she had in her purse. Demetrius then threatened her with a gun and sexually assaulted her. Pauline begged for her life, but Frazier shot her in the back of her head anyway before leaving the apartment to see if anyone had heard the gunshot. Once he was satisfied that no one had heard the gunshot, he returned to Pauline's house to look for more cash and even ate some food before leaving. After this incident, Frazier relocated to Detroit, Michigan, where he confined Crystal Kendrick, a 14-year-old runaway girl, in an abandoned home. During an attempt to rape her, Demetrius shot her at the back of her head while she tries to escape. After Crystal's murder, Frazier was listed as the main suspect. After discovering that he was the main suspect, he went on a run but was captured on the same month. During an interrogating, Demetrius confessed to murdering Pauline Brown in Alabama. The next year, he was given multiple life sentences for murdering Crystal and several other offenses. He was later convicted of capital murder for killing Pauline and sentenced to death in 1996. He spent 18 years at the Alger Correctional Facility in Michigan before being transferred to Holman Correctional Facility in 2011, a home for Alabama's death row. During his time in Michigan correctional facilities, he tried and appealed the death penalty several times, but his appeals were rejected. He exhausted his appeals in 2012, and 2 years later the Attorney General filed a motion for scheduling the execution dates for 9 inmates, including Frazier. This was after the state approved a new lethal injection protocol. His mother even unsuccessfully tried to convince the court to send Frazier back to Michigan, where he was serving a life sentence. Michigan doesn't have a death penalty. Frazier and other death row inmates fought the lethal injection protocol and even proposed hanging or firing squad to a federal judge. But everything changed in 2018 when the lawmakers legalized execution by nitrogen hypoxia, with Frazier being one of the few people who chose this method. He later tried to block his execution through this method, claiming that it wasn't fast as he was promised, but his appeal was rejected. This is after the state executed 3 inmates using this method in 2024. Frazier was executed on February 6, 2025 in Alabama. For more stories like this one, please hit the subscribe button.